Hey, I'm Nicholas Prom,
And I'm Chase.
and you're watching Heavy Metal Breakdown. Chase, how you been? It has been one day since I saw you because
That's
we
true.
we went we had an excursion. We went and saw the new Iron Maiden documentary, Burning Ambition, and that was really fun. I just want to check something. Okay, we're good. Um, yes, we saw the new Maiden documentary, and Chase, what was kind of your takeaway from this? Some thoughts.
Uh, we shared the theater with like what 15, 20 other people.
Uh,
But we were all yeah. Oh,
th-
okay, yeah, yeah. We were surrounded by other Iron Maiden fans, and that was a nice energy to have. We're all laughing and pointing at the screen when Gene Simmons brought up that grunge is dead, but Iron Maiden's still kicking ass.
Yay!
So that was fun. And
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's a solid documentary. I mean, if you're already an Iron Maiden fan, you're already going to know a lot of this stuff. But it's nice to hear it from the guys themselves. You know?
yeah, it was interesting, because a lot of the documentaries they have these talking heads, and yes, Gene Simmons was one of them, um, which was like an unusual take. I'm like, I did not expect to see him in this, uh, um, but yeah, talking heads including fans and people close to the band and the band themselves. But um, uh, it was interesting because it wasn't like a full history of the band. I think they kind of glossed over a lot of stuff, and I sort of expected that. I mean, like early members like Paul Day and Dennis Whitlock did not get mentioned at all. Nor did Dennis Stratton, who played guitar on the first Maiden album, although there's like a quote from him. There's one quote and one soundbite, and that was all they spent with him. I was like, wow, they really glossed over this. And the death of Clyde Burr was kind of just mentioned, really in passing, um, you know, uh, uh, things like that. So I thought that was a little weird, but uh, so it's not perfect, but I did appreciate that it really gave us a window into the guys, what it feels like for them to be an Iron Maiden, what it was like, especially in the '80s and throughout, the ups and downs, and and also um, kind of like the brotherhood, the family of that these guys share, that brotherhood of being in this band, and I thought that was really the big beautiful thing about it. And then of course the message of the film is trying to extend it. It's like that you as Iron Maiden fans or we as Iron Maiden fans are a part of that as well, and I like that. That's sweet. Um, you know, I could have done. There were some really bad animations with Eddie that were like interstitial pieces that kind of went on too long too. I just thought they were
They were
crap, but
they were AI, unfortunately.
were
Yeah,
they AI? I thought it was just
yeah.
CG, but
I looked it up afterwards. Yeah, a lot of people are pissed off that they used AI.
yeah,
Yeah.
that sucks. That's really crummy. I did think it was just CG because it just looked like that. But yeah, so I thought that was kind of crappy, but overall it was pretty good. I'm glad they didn't just ignore Blaze Bailey entirely. He got a little bit. I mean, I love him so much. I would have I would watch a Blaze Bailey Maiden documentary. Like but
Yeah.
yeah, uh, but uh, but yeah,
I
and
love how quintessentially English they come off too. They're so
yeah.
just old school and just so just straightforward, straight shooting with each other. I mean, how many times did they call Bruce an asshole during that documentary? Fucking asshole that he is.
Yeah, a few times, but it was with love. And yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and but there was some cool things, like they talked about how they went behind the Iron Curtain and they played for all these Polish kids and they were so excited because like finally somebody noticed Poland,
Yeah.
they didn't do it for the money because there's no record sales to be had because it was there's a you can't get stuff into there at that time, but they just did it for the people and it was a beautiful thing, but they also talked about like how much pressure it was and how tough it was. The success was like an or a golden cage is what they called it.
Yes.
um,
Yes.
and unfortunately that has its consequences as well. um, I also, again, going back to the Blaze Bailey thing, it was really nice to see they had a talking head, a fan saying like, the two albums they made with Blaze are brilliant. they're great, and they're totally worthy. And I'm like, thank you, because they are great. They're right now they're my go-to Maiden records, and um, yeah, like for a long time, this guy's just gotten such short shrift, and it's not okay.
Yeah.
And you watch any interview with him, he is this lovable guy, and just such a sweet fella, and he deserves way more credit. I'm glad he's getting inducted into the Rock Hall with Maiden. Um, that's they're doing right by him now, and I really appreciate that, and the fans are too, and I think that's great. But yeah, overall, it was an enjoyable experience, and we saw some of our friends there too at the screening, and that was cool. But do you have anything else to add to this? Do we just want to mosey on to our reviews?
Let's head on over to the review section.
Okay. Okay, first up, Chase, what do we have here?
We have Geoff Tate's new offering, Operation Mindcrime 3, released independently on May 3rd. This is Geoff Tate's third album as a solo project since forming in 2000.
Okay. So, okay, so we can't talk about this without talking about Queensryche or Operation Mindcrime. So why don't we just back up and do that for a sec? I don't think we've ever talked about Queensryche on this show. Um, yeah. And the thing is, okay, so you and I are from the Pacific Northwest, and this is a Pacific Northwest, or Queensryche, or a Pacific Northwest band. And in the time of Operation Mindcrime, through the run of Empire, its follow-up album, uh, Queensryche were an arena level band, and they were massive, period, but especially in the Northwest. And so, like, growing up, even though like grunge was taking over and and heavy metal was fading as I was getting into it, Queensryche were still getting a lot of radio airplay. So they ended alongside Priest and Scorpions and Ozzy, Sabbath, Metallica. They were part of my heavy metal education, and so they're one of my formative metal bands. Even though I've never been massively into them. But you heard songs from this and Empire and The Lady Wore Black was from their first EP. We're still in fairly heavy rotation around here, so they were part of my foundation, and so I can't not give praise to Queensryche. I've never been massively into them, like I said. I've been going to concerts for 30 years, and I've seen them twice. Okay, so and enjoyed them both times. But yeah. Operation Mindcrime was a phenomenal success, and most people say it's like the greatest thing ever, and like, it's this landmark heavy metal release. I think it's a little overpraised. It's great, but it's kind of like comic book fans. It's like, yes, Watchmen is great. Can we talk about something else? That kind of thing. But that said, okay, Mindcrime is great. I mean, it is just kind of a 1980s kind of reimagining of like 1984. If Winston Smith was a heroin addict, and it's not the same story, but it echoes it big time. Okay.
Yeah.
But in 2006, there was a sequel, Operation Mindcrime 2, which I think musically was good, but until this came out, I had not revisited it, and it's just kind of like I struggle to follow the plot lines of concept albums, and I definitely did with that one, and a little bit, but not as much with this release that we're talking about today. I should note this is not the third act in a Mindcrime trilogy. This takes place during the first Mindcrime, from the perspective of the villain Dr. X during the revolution. So it's kind of a microcosm and a different perspective from that story. So it's another lens, another angle to that. And in that way, I think this succeeds narratively more so than Operation Mindcrime 2. And I think, honestly, I find myself enjoying this pretty well. I've talked a bunch. I'm going to hand it to you.
I will go ahead and start off by saying that Revolution Calling and Operation Mindcrime, off of Operation Mindcrime 1, OMC 1, I'm going to call it,
Okay.
Is the best 1-2 punch in progressive or like heavy metal, like straight up. I love it. I love that they're not the opening tracks. The tracks like 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Holy crap! It pulls you in and it doesn't let you go. And I'm one of those guys that will praise Operation Mindcrime just up and down. And
Sure.
I mean, it's definitely flawed. but I love it.
Dude, I think it's a great album, and I don't think it's flawed. I just think
Yeah.
it's like, why are we still talking about it so much? You know what I mean?
Okay.
There are other things, you guys. You know, I don't like being monomaniacal about this is the greatest album ever or this is the whatever.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay. Fair.
that's
Fair.
my qualifying statement about it. It is wonderful and it is a great record. Uh, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I believe it goes on a little too long. I actually think that with all of them, but you get all the bang for your buck. I mean, Operation Mindcrime 2 is like an hour long, and that's pretty
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
yeah.
But yeah, I feel like they degrade in quality as they go along. Mindcrime 1, awesome. Mindcrime 2, Mindcrime 3, it was a fucking slog. I did not enjoy
Really?
my time. I did not enjoy my time in
Oh
this one at all.
man. Oh man.
Yeah,
See, I think I felt differently. I listened to this a bunch and it at first I was like it made no impression. Like it was just like vanilla. But on
yeah.
multiple listens I was like, okay, no. I'm kind of getting into this and to me it was like just adding another dimension to the original. Something that I don't think that Minecraft 2 gave us. The one great thing about Minecraft 2 was having a guest appearance from Ronnie James Dio as Dr. X. That was like very special.
Yes.
And it's a shame he's no longer living and couldn't be on this. I will say. Um, I did not expect a Jeff Tate solo offering to be this enjoyable for me. I mean, as far as I know, the guys who play on this are all session guys, but they play their asses off. I think musically it was really nice. Um, and no, I thought songs like The Answer and the ballad Do You Still Believe and Set You Free and Power, these were really interesting songs. And it was really interesting to see like the interplay between Nikki and Dr. X and like uh, it gave me a greater appreciation of his master plan, uh, um, which was I think a bit muddied even to for me. Again, I struggle with concept albums following the plot line, so this was helpful to me. Um, uh, I, Overall, I think I give it a bit of a win. Not essential, you know, but I found plenty to enjoy here. What was there anything specifically that kind of made it just not work for you, or is it just you just were bored?
Well, okay, yeah. It was mainly just like, okay. So the first time I listened to it, I actually listened to all of the albums in succession,
Yeah, I did that too.
and that may have been a problem. Just that the first album, I love the first album so much, and then it just kind of like it's like the further away we get from that first album, I'm like, I want to
Yeah,
go back to that.
yeah,
But yeah, maybe it's just me. But I can say that the song "Vulnerable" was pretty good. I liked
yeah,
that. I liked it was a nice. It gave you a little bit of everything. Like there was a lot of emotion in it, and
yeah.
I could just see Dr. X just walking around, just like how did you let this happen? You know,
Right, right,
like
right. Yeah,
and that was fun. But
yeah,
other than that, I can't. I don't hate this. I don't think it's terrible. It was just like I said, kind of a slog. I just felt like I wanted it to be done. and
okay, okay,
what's it? Is it? Yeah, there were little moments in every track that were nice, that were good, but nothing like no whole song is something I'm gonna like. Oh, you got to listen to this off of OMC3, man, or
sure,
whatever. And
sure.
so,
Um, yeah, I have a few thoughts. One, I really liked the intro because it was real King Diamond-ish, which kind of I liked.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Um, and sorry. Yeah, the scene of the crime, which kind of set the thing. And then I don't like the title of track two. You know my fucking name. I'm like, okay, that's a little like, were we trying to be edgy or whatever? But the song
yeah.
itself really says a lot about the cult of personality of these populist figures. Gee, that couldn't possibly be relevant to today. Um, yeah, so I that spoke to me, you know. And I want to ask, like, I thought I was kind of surprised at how good Jeff sounds on this. How did you think his vocally he fared here?
Well, I mean, he's
67.
using kind of a different. Yeah, yeah. Well, factoring that in, he sounds fucking amazing. Yeah, but like he's definitely using a different style than he used before. But I was guessing that's just due to wear and tear and
Yeah.
whatnot. But yeah, no, he sounded great. No problem there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. So sounds like this is a mixed review. I gave it I'd say it's like a pretty a thumbs up, but I'm not. But this is not like this is not going to be a favorite for me. But I think as far as like being part of the canon of the story of Operation Mindcrime, I think it's a win, and I think it actually I will say this is superior to me at least to Mindcrime 2, which some people love and some people do not. Um, it's to this day mixed bag for a lot of people. Um, but it sounds like
Totally fair.
it was not the record for you, and that's okay. Yeah. So folks,
All good.
progressive metal fans, seek this out and make up your own mind. I think definitely worth exploring and giving a shot. I mean, as beloved as Operation Mindcrime is, and rightly so. Um, I think especially even if you didn't like Mindcrime 2, go back and give this a listen. This is not a third part. This is like Mindcrime 1.5. You know, so this is sort of like yeah, it kind of you can slide it into the original Mindcrime, and it's part of that. And so as like the edifice of this larger story, or part of the edifice, I should say, uh, I think it's something interesting and noteworthy and at least worth giving a shot. So um, that said, why don't we, if you're good, do we want to go on to our
Uh,
next? Oh,
I was just gonna say if you've already listened to Operation Mindcrime 1 and 2, you may as well listen to 3. But if you've never jumped on board, this is not where to start. I mean, obviously, if it's numbered like this. Um, but
yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't recommend people just jump straight into this one. Would be my
No, and I
only.
and I can't imagine
Yeah.
anyone would. This is something that's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
intended for that built-in audience, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is that. Why don't we move on to our next segment, Chase's classic album? What do we have this time, Chase?
Okay, up next on Chase's classic album, we have Saint, Too Late for Living. Uh, Released sometime in 1988 on Pure Metal Records. This is Saint's second full-length album. And holy crap, is this album a G golly riff factory? I'm going to cut back to swearing for these guys because I respect the heck out of them for
Do
this
you?
album.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta say, yeah, this is their third release overall. The EP was almost a full length, right? And then third and final release from their initial run. They were inactive for about a decade, and then they came back, and they have like 10 albums since like I think since they got back together in the early 2000s, which is pretty impressive. They've been very busy creatively, and I will be seeing them this summer at the Soldiers of Steel Festival in Seattle, Washington, at the substation. Go to soldiersofsteel.com and get your tickets now. It is a super stacked bill with half a dozen 80s metal bands and gosh, it feels like it's like a couple dozen more in the vein of 80s metal, thrash, speed, power metal, traditional metal. It's going to be great. But yes, Saint, Too Late for Living. I think this is really the jewel of their career. There is not a weak track, not a cringy moment on this. It is so good. Um, I will say this is the best non-thrash Christian metal album. I'll just say that.
There with you.
Um,
I'm right
yeah,
there with you.
yeah, so good. I mean, I've said like compare them. They're a lot like Judas Priest, and they just kept getting more priesty. This is the priestiest offering to date, or to the point of this point, and it's so good. It's the opens with a really solid title track, um, which isn't even the strongest song on the record, but it's a really good opener. But then we get
Yeah.
into okay, every song is good on this record. It really is all killer no filler. Um,
Yep.
I mean, the closer, the war is over, is a bit like a slower tempo song to kind of like ease it out, but it's still really strong. And I think that's the right way to end a record. Especially with these guys. But I'll just give you my top three songs from this. Okay. Track two, Star Pilot, kicks ass, so rad. Oh my god. Like, how did you feel about that one, Chase?
I mean, I mentioned the obscure Portland metal band Spellcaster, and they're Locked On. But, like, it's Aces High, it's Tail Gunner, it's all of the good flying and shooting shit. Oh, yeah, I just screwed up my old not swearing thing for these guys.
Forget it.
But it's that no, it's that kind of, yeah. Just put me in the cockpit, point me at what you want to blow up, and put this song on, it'll happen. You
Yeah,
know?
it is just great. It is a really great track. I mean, it's just wow. That's heavy metal, son. Love it. Um,
Yeah.
others, a couple other songs that really stood out for me. Returning, which is just full of blazing guitar solos. Awesome, awesome, so good. Love that song. And I really liked Through the Sky. Also very kick ass. But the whole record is really good. I mean, if you are ever at all interested in dipping your toes into the Christian metal, like this is an album for you, especially if you like traditional metal, especially like Judas Priest. Um, yeah.
Totally.
Highlights for you, Chase.
Highlights for me are, well, the first three tracks are my favorite. Too Late for Living, Star Pilot, and Accuser are all aces. The
Yeah.
whole thing is great. The weakest song on the album is the closer, but it's only because the album is ending.
Right, and it's like it's the only kind of like starting to be a bit slower song. It's like it's a bit more mid tempo,
Yes.
right? But like, yeah, no, they really go and this was their last release in their initial run, so it's like they went out all guns blazing. Um, this is a really a winner of an album, so good. Um,
And there's the track "The Rock,"
yeah,
and it starts off with "Life is hard and then you die," and I was like, "Oh, that's quaint. I love that," because
mm,
everybody else hear it so many. You hear that so many ways, but
yeah,
that's just it's very direct and not vulgar or anything, So
yeah.
that's kind of nice.
Yeah, but no, I like this a lot. This is a really good record. I really had a lot of fun with this week, and yeah, I'm sort of sad that
And
we don't have we don't.
it's
Oh, I'm kind of sad we don't have any
sorry,
more.
sorry.
Stop! I'm kind of sad that we don't have any more albums from their initial run to talk about because this is really great. Now go.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Um. Uh. Shit, I forgot what I was saying because I had to wait.
I'm sorry.
So that was worth it. Go for
Yeah.
it.
So no, that was it. Sorry, folks. Chase has been without his glasses, and so he doesn't have the visual cues to know when to wait to talk. And we've been
Yeah.
talking over each other for a while. New glasses are coming, right?
Correct. Yes, sometime next
Okay.
week.
Okay. Okay. So sorry, and I'm sorry, Chase. I didn't mean to get you there.
It's all good. It's all
Okay.
good.
So, but Saint, Too Late for Living. It's fantastic. Man, I hope they play Star Pilot when I see them. Holy crap.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Literally.
that's that's what I was gonna say. It sounds like you are gonna have a blast at Soldiers of Steel with Saint alone playing whatever they're gonna play, and then you got everything else on top of that. Dude, this is yeah. Come on, come on. This is gonna be amazing. This is gonna be an amazing event.
Yeah. Yeah. Soldiers of Steel is going to be the heavy metal of the summer, and if you're in the Pacific Northwest or have the ability to travel out here, get off your tuchus and do it. Make plans. It's going to be awesome, dudes. So, and gals. So yeah, if we're done with that, why don't we get into our concert calendar? We've got some shows coming up to talk about. Want to do that, Chase?
Yeah, sure, man.
Okay. So let's see. Coming up on Friday, May 15th at the High Watermark, it is a quartet of death metal bands. Oxygen Destroyer and Drawn and Quarter are on tour, and they'll have local support from Coffin Rot and Hemorrhoid. That is, that's a beast of a death metal show, and you're going to be at that.
You bet. You bet.
Okay. All right. Cool. Can't wait to hear about it. Can't wait to see your footage from it. And then the Decibel tour. What is that? May 16th? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, these are coming up real fast. With Cryptopsy, Necrot. Who replaced Fulci on the bill?
I don't remember. God damn it.
You wrote it like Summerlands or some shit like that. That's not right.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Hey,
something close to that, though. Uh,
we'll get it. Oh no, this is the last time we're gonna promote it, so never mind. Anyway, people have already got their tickets
oh,
for it.
Spirit Adrift.
Spirit Adrift, there we go. And then also Blood Monolith will be on that bill. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I hope you have a great time at that. Um, yeah, let's see. And then down in where is that? Bend at the Silver Moon Brewing, catch Damage Overdose and Decayed Existence with Back from Death and Achromic at the Silver Moon Brewing. I said that already. It's an all ages show, extreme metal, death metal. Get it if you're down there. So yeah, I hear they got a cool scene down in Bend. So yeah, I don't get down that way because that's pretty far from me. But hey, I'm glad I'm glad there's something happening down there. That's cool. Um, let's see. Let's see. May 26th at the Roseland Theater, catch Death Clock, watch your cartoons, and experience death metal with Gene Hoglan on drums. Yeah, that should be a time for people. Let's see. And then, what is it, June 5th or 6th? 5th at the Roseland Theater, you can see on the Long Roads Big Loads tour, Archspire and several other death metal acts. You're going to be at that as well, aren't you?
Yes, yes, indeed.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, well, I can't wait to hear about that. Let's see. And then, here's the thing announced recently, and oh my God, I'm so sad I have to work. But Solicitor are playing the High Watermark with Grave Ripper and Soul Grinder. That doesn't suck at all. The only thing that sucks is I can't go because I got to work.
I
I'm
might be
sure
going to that one.
you will be going to that, and you're finally seeing Solicitor. That's great. Solicitor is so rad, and Soul Grinder too. I heard Grave Ripper, they weren't really my thing, but you know what? Other people seem to be really digging them, so there you go. Um, but yeah, that's going to be a cool time for those who are able to go. And then want to remind everyone to check out the Soldiers of Steel Festival this August 13th through the 16th in Seattle, Washington at the Substation. Sanctuary, Liege Lord, Sacred Blade, Hellwitch, Saint, and the Accused AD are the 80s metal bands who are headlining. And there's about a dozen and a half other great acts in that vein that will also be playing. This is going to be an amazing event. Go to soldiersofsteel.com and get your tickets now. Going to be rad, dudes. Okay, I think that's going to be the show for this time. Chase, hit us with a sign off if and you would.
Okay. Thanks for watching Heavy Metal Breakdown. Like, comment, subscribe, and remember to ask yourself, who do you trust when everyone's a crook?
All right, it's a revolution calling. Good night, everybody. Thank you.